Hey guys, welcome back to another video game review. This is my final review for the BioShock series. This is BioShock Infinite. You know, before I actually played this game, my buddy Tony, who I play, Fortnite with, he was hyping this thing up. Like he would say, "Oh man, this game is amazing." Like BioShock 2 or 1, those are good games, but BioShock Infinite, that's the one. That's the one that you have to play. And I was like, "Okay, Tony, like I get it. This game's good. You love this game." And then I play it. After having finished the game, I genuinely believe that BioShock Infinite is one of the greatest games ever made. And when that conversation is brought up, I feel like people don't talk about and, mention the game enough. It's really weird, man. Like, it's kind of like when I finished The Last of Us Part 1. I had that same feeling, for this game. And, I was kind of obsessed with it. I was obsessed with the world, with the characters, right? With the story and with the gameplay. And I just watched the trailers. I watched all the videos, all the reviews, all the, BioShock Infinite in 2020. How does it, hold up? All that kind of video. I was watching so many videos on this particular game and the DLC that my recommendation is just BioShock, man. Like I was obsessed. Mechanically, it's not all that different from BioShock 1 and 2. I mean, just a couple of names change, and some new mechanics like the skyhook. That one is actually really fun. I want to talk about that later. But the skyhook is a new one. But everything else, man, like the system is still the same. You got guns on the right, magic powers on the left. They just call it different things. The Eve is now salt, and plasmid is now vigor. Different names, but basically the same thing, and they work similarly. For this game, you can only carry 2 guns now, and for some people, understandably, it is a downgrade. And again, if you're one of those people, I get it. For me, I like that choice because it kind of forces me to play a little bit more strategically. Like I get here and I look around my environment, like, okay, like which guns do I pick up and which gun do I drop? Tight corridor, doesn't have a whole lot of verticality. Doesn't make a lot of sense to pick up a sniper rifle. And for some reason, I don't know why, but that type of gameplay clicked with me more than the first two, the Doom-like mechanic. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that. But having only 2 guns, it makes me think a little bit more before I go into battles. Just when I thought I couldn't fall in love with a video game character any harder, Elizabeth came along. My God, this girl and Book a Duet, the duo, the dynamic duo between these two. Oh man, I love it. I might love it even more than Ellie and Joel's. I'm gotta be honest here. Like I love this relationship between the two of them. Voiced excellently by Courtney Draper and Troy Baker. My God, this is some of the best voice actings in the history of video games, in the history of voice acting. Mike, who am I kidding? Like it's so goddamn good. There's so much depth and personality, that they put into these characters. If you're one of those people who are, crying for more strong female lead characters in video games, play this game. Play BioShock Infinite. Sure, you don't play as Elizabeth. You play as Book a Duet. But to be fair, this story is more her story than his story. Like you play as this character, but you're kind of a side character. You're kind of a supporting character. This is, for me, Elizabeth's story. This is her story, and she is strong. She's independent. The whole time I wasn't feeling like I was doing a escort mission. Elizabeth, she holds her own. She is useful during combat. She picks up money and throw it to you, and she picks up ammos, and she open tears, like these different dimension that would help you during combat. It's so cool, man. I gotta say I was a little bit disappointed with the skyhook, even though they're super fun to use. You just don't use them as much. Toward the end, there's one mission that you do have to use the skyhook, but for the entirety of the game, it's kind of a, an optional thing. You don't really have to use it during combat. It just makes it a little bit more fun. It is a fun mechanic, and I am glad that they put it in the game, and I had a lot of fun using it. I just wish that, the level designs force you to use the skyhook a little bit more. What I'm about to say, might sounds like I am bashing, BioShock 1 and 2. I am not. I think those games looked incredible for its time, and they aged extremely well. But, having them taking place deep down the ocean, and, 90% of the game is like super dark, you do get away with, I guess, the lack of details, because Columbia is not Rapture, Columbia is a floating city in the sky, and it is always sunny, it is always bright, very bright, so you gotta put in a whole lot of work to make it feel alive. Everywhere that you look, every corners, every, rooms, every stores, there's a little bit of, story in there. There's a little bit of history to them. When you walk past NBC, they say something to you. When you walk into a store, the owner would look at you and, say hi to you, like in real life. And it just makes the world that much more, impressive and immersive. There's just one level, dude, like, you go up against this dude named Slate, I think, and I kid you not, it is one of the most stunning visual I have ever seen in my life. It is vibrant, and it is scary, and it is so... Oh, it's so good! Now let's talk about the story. I'm not gonna get into details. I'm not gonna get into spoiler, because, I feel like there are people, young gamers who haven't got a chance to play this game. So I'm going to keep it vague, but the story is amazing. It's one of the best video game stories ever told. I love it. I love the fact that it's not that long. I love the fact that they didn't waste your time. I love the pacing of it. Every single moment progressed the story in some types of way, There's not a second waste. That's what I'm trying to say. I started this game, like early in the morning, thinking, okay, I'm gonna play like a couple levels, 1 or 2 hours, and then I'll, play a couple more tomorrow. And then I play it, and I play it, one more level, one more hour, and play, and then I look up, I check my phone. It is 9 p.m. I've been playing all day. And I'm on the last level. I mean, I kind of finished the game in one day, I play like 99% of the game in one day. And, the next day I just finish up the last level, and that's it. I've never done that, guys. I have never done that. This is not normal for me, guys. This is very unusual. And that twist ending. Okay. It is kind of confusing at first, And, as a player, you kind of have to, really pay attention. Okay? Here's what I have to say. Because, I'm a comic book fan. I've been reading comic books and watching comic book movies and whatnot. The theory of, the multiverse, I am very familiar with that. If you're not one who is, very well versed into those things, the multiverse, the alternate dimension, alternate realities, that kind of stuff, it could be confusing to you. For me, it was kind of like, wait a minute. Oh, I get it now. I get it now. But for some people, it might be confusing, and I get it. But yeah, man, like BioShock Infinite, this is like a real video game, man. Like, it's so fun and it's so emotional. I love everything about it. Like, thinking back, like, I can't think of one thing that I didn't like about the game. Like, I'm struggling to, think of one negative thing to say about this game. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Story, characters, gameplay, visual, sound design. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it, man. Like, I love this game. I think it is one of the best video games ever made. And I'm going to give BioShock Infinite 10 out of 10. And if you're disappointed by the fact that this game is not connected to the first two games, play the DLC. Play the BioShock DLC. It is so good, dude. It's so good. This game is so good. Alright, guys, if you got a chance to play BioShock Infinite, let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. And with that being said, I'll see you soon.